At first glance, what you see on the screen seems to be just an ordinary cube or a parallelepiped. This may not seem extraordinary, but actually, what unfolds before you is the entire universe. Our universe. To understand why our universe was destroyed, enclosed inside this cube, I have to reject. Give up all your thoughts about time and space. Break all conventional thinking patterns. This means that in the coming hours, you have to completely reverse your way of thinking. So, why does the universe have such a strange shape? So what exactly is a lumpy universe? Why is your tomorrow the day after tomorrow and the whole future has already happened? Why travel through time hundreds of years later? Is it really possible according to the block universe theory? According to the block universe theory, the past, the future, and the present coexist. We can use this cube to best explain the concept. Its shape, the height and width represent the three spatial dimensions, and length is a time dimension. At one end of the cube is the Big Bang, the beginning of time and space. And on the other side is the end of the universe. Every event that has ever happened, whether it's your birthday or the extinction of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago, are located at corresponding points in this cube. Therefore, a position in space is the same thing as a moment in time. The remaining reasons, in theory, time travel is actually possible. In this case, many of us may want to travel back in time, change something, but according to the fast universe theory, this is impossible. Here's why. All past and future events, it's already happened, and it's happening. For example, if you go back in time at some point in the future, trying to stop World War II, then you can't do it, because the one you found a way to go back in time, the future has already happened. And since World War II, it's pre-existing. That means you can't change anything. If you really try to change, you won't succeed. Go back in time. Of course you can communicate with people, do whatever you want, but it doesn't change anything. All the events and the course of time will remain unchanged. This is because in the fast form universe model, time will not change. It's not going anywhere. He is static. But as many physicists believe, thanks to the second law of thermodynamics, we feel the passage of time. According to this law, any system tends to increase quotient. In other words, the energy will be scattered, or more simply, disordered. The result is an increase in any quotient, means the passage of time into the future, because there is no going back from disorder to order. For example, a broken egg can never be brought back whole again, so time can't go back. However, famous physicist James Mack can't agree with this. As early as 1867, he conducted a thought experiment to refute the irreversibility of the quotient. Here's what the experiment looked like. Suppose we put gas into a closed volume in the device. The vessel was cut in half by an impenetrable wall. There will be a hole in the wall. There is a hypothetical device in the hole, and the so-called max waste. It will make it hot. The fast ones move to the right. The cold, the slower molecules move to the left. This will prevent any energy exchange, and a closed system moves from disorder to order. That is to say, relative to the initial level, damage will decrease. This violates the second law of thermodynamics, so if there is not a problem, this thought experiment involving Max's waste would be a favorable evidence. Prove that injury and therefore time can be reversed. And here's the question. Max, the running of the waistband itself, it requires a lot of energy, and that energy will be dissipated. This means that the total damage value will only increase. Therefore, reducing damage and turning back time doesn't work, at least not yet. However, it is much easier to travel to the future. Like I said, the direction in which time passes into the future It is related to the good dispersion of energy that is related to decay, a tiny subatomic particle. The half-life without an electron is about to point to microseconds. For example, if you have 100 children without children, after to point to microseconds, there are 50 left. So let's change the conditions a little bit. Let 100 know a child travels at 50% the speed of light. For stationary objects, to point to microseconds will pass, but for moving objects, the corresponding time is only 1.9 microseconds. Since then, it's not just 50 music left, but 55. Simply put, moving at 50% the speed of light, it will get you into the future in a shorter time, and these tiny particles have less decay. Closer to the speed of light, we can move faster and farther into the future. But there's a catch in this case. That's by Paul, the so-called twin yang defined by Langevin in 1911. Temple, then imagine you have an evil twin brother. He wants to destroy the Earth. To stop him, you put him on a ship at 90% the speed of light. Rockets far from Earth. Let's say 9 years have passed for you. And for your brother, it's only been for years. If he manages to turn the rocket around, return to Earth at the same speed, you will be 18 then, and your twin is only 8 years old. However, the twin Yang Miao himself was. See the Earth from the perspective of your twin brother, and you are also moving at 90% the speed of light. So from his point of view, it's been for years for you. But for him, it's been 9 years. So we have a temporal inconsistency. At first glance, this may seem like a piece of cake, but it is because of this seemingly trivial problem. For many people, he tested chivalrous relativity, modern physics. To a large extent, it is based on the basis of chivalrous relativity. This also includes our time to fulfill all expectation. In fact, according to chivalrous relativity, any reference frame is equal in terms of time, but not in our case. Only when both reference frames are at rest, then they can be considered equivalent. Here it is. The evil twin experienced an acceleration process, and you're actually relatively static, and of course compared to the speed of light. In this case, just based on the acceleration, something extraordinary starts to happen. Suppose you and your twin brother, everybody got a mechanical watch to be able to check the time regularly. After that, your brother set out from Earth, flying to 0.67 light years, then return immediately. In this case, when your evil twin brother flies away from Earth, his watch will start going faster than your watch on Earth. But after he turned around, everything will change dramatically. The faster he turns around for this evil twin brother, the slower time will pass. Then as it approaches the Earth, your brother will think hometown time on the planet is longer than in his rocket. It goes by much faster. Therefore, for twin brothers, in about 2.5 years, a little more time to get home, and for you it's been 6 years. You will grow old much faster than your brother. It follows from this that the closer the object is to the speed of light. Unlike others, this is not the case. Compared to objects moving at high speeds, slower time passes. Of course, in theory, it's all fun. But I want to test such a fake in practice. Fortunately, scientists have already done this for us. Tested, humans have not yet learned to fly at the speed of light. But there is one experiment that proves the twin yang I described. The brilliant solution is correct. For this, the researchers took a pair of identical and synchronized atomic clocks. It's an ultra-precise device. The error is only 1 second per year. Scientists leave a clock in place, and the other one is on a supersonic plane, orbiting the Earth. When he returns, researchers found that The two most accurate in the world are always counting. There are deviations. It's a very small difference because airplanes don't travel at the speed of light. Despite this experiment proves that it is possible to travel to the future. If humans could learn to move at the speed of light, some of us will be able to do it within a few decades, spanning a century. As for going back in time, there's another argument that makes it impossible. But I know the solution to this problem, and in future programs, I will share this knowledge with you. If you like my video, please follow this channel.